Hollywood loves a good story. The glitz, the glamour, the carefully crafted images, but what about the truths hidden beneath the spotlight? For decades, LGBTQ+ actors were forced to live in the shadows, told that their truth would end their careers before they even began. Some played the game, hiding their identities to secure leading roles. Others risked it all, choosing authenticity over fame. But times are changing. Today, a new generation of stars is rewriting Hollywood's script. Bold, unapologetic, and unstoppable. These actors have defied expectations, shattered stereotypes, and proved that talent knows no boundaries. They are the icons of today and the legends of tomorrow. At Rainbow Spotlight, we don't just celebrate their success, we uncover the stories behind it. Because Hollywood's brightest stars don't just shine, they ignite change. This is their truth. Are you ready to hear it? Number 1. Jonathan Bailey, the Bridgerton heartthrob who stole the spotlight. When Jonathan Bailey landed the role of Viscount Anthony Bridgerton in Netflix's hit series, Bridgerton, he became one of the most desired leading men in Hollywood overnight. But his journey to this moment? It wasn't easy. Bailey had always been a gifted actor. He trained in theater, winning a Laurence Olivier Award for his performance in Company, and appeared in shows like Broadchurch and W1A. But as he built his career, he faced an unspoken rule in Hollywood that an openly gay man couldn't play romantic leads. Industry insiders warned him, if you come out, you won't get leading man roles. For a while, he listened. He kept his personal life private, choosing career over authenticity. But deep down, he knew he couldn't live a lie. Finally, he decided, I'd rather hold my boyfriend's hand in public and not get a part than lie about who I am. And in the ultimate poetic justice, Bailey didn't just land a leading man role, he became the face of one of Netflix's biggest romance series of all time. Bridgerton Season 2 broke streaming records, racking up 656 million hours viewed in just 4 weeks, making it one of Netflix's most-watched English-language series ever. His portrayal of Anthony Bridgerton, fierce, passionate, deeply romantic, made millions swoon, proving that audiences don't care about an actor's sexuality. They care about talent, presence, and authenticity. Bailey's success is a victory for representation. He's not just playing the game, he's changing the rules. And with upcoming roles in big-budget projects like Wicked and Fellow Travelers, his star is only rising. Jonathan Bailey isn't just a heartthrob, he's a revolution in motion. Number 2. Kit Connor, the young star who was forced to prove his identity. For many actors, coming out is a deeply personal decision. For Kit Connor, it was stolen from him. Connor skyrocketed to fame as Nick Nelson in Netflix's hit LGBTQ+ series Heartstopper, 2022, a show that captivated audiences worldwide with its wholesome, heartfelt love story between two teenage boys. At just 18 years old, he became a breakout star, winning hearts with his authentic and tender portrayal of a bisexual teenager. But despite playing an LGBTQ+ character, Connor himself had never publicly labeled his sexuality until the internet decided for him. Fans and critics began speculating, pressuring him to prove he was queer. Some accused him of queer-baiting, a term used to describe actors or artists who profit off LGBTQ+ representation without being part of the community. The harassment escalated, and in November 2022, Connor tweeted, "Back for a minute. I'm bi. Congrats for forcing an 18-year-old to out himself. I think some of you missed the point of the show. Bi." That moment sparked outrage, not against him, but against the toxic culture of pressuring celebrities to label themselves. The Heartstopper cast, LGBTQ+ activists, and fans rushed to support him, condemning the way his journey had been hijacked by strangers online. Despite the ordeal, Connor continues to thrive. Heartstopper was renewed for 2 more seasons, becoming one of Netflix's most beloved queer series with over 14 million hours viewed globally. And now, Kit Connor is no longer just a rising star. He is a symbol of resilience, a voice for young LGBTQ+ people everywhere, and a reminder that no one should ever have to prove who they are. Number 3. Justice Smith, the rising star. Who refuses to be silenced for years, Hollywood has lacked Black LGBTQ+ representation in leading roles. But Justice Smith is changing that. Best known for his performances in Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom, 2018, and Detective Pikachu, 2019, Smith built a career playing charismatic, intelligent, and deeply relatable characters. He quickly became a rising star, proving that Black actors could take center stage in blockbuster franchises. But in 2020, amidst the global Black Lives Matter protests, Smith decided it was time to take a stand, not just for racial equality, but for LGBTQ+ representation as well. In a powerful Instagram post, he came out as queer while calling for inclusivity within activism, stating, "If your revolution does not include Black queer voices, it is anti-Black." His words sent a strong message to both Hollywood and activist communities. Black queer lives matter, and they deserve space in every conversation. Since then, Smith has embraced roles that reflect his identity, starring in Jenner Upsilon, 2021, an HBO Max series about a group of queer teenagers navigating life and love. The show became a beacon for LGBTQ+ youth, offering authentic representation rarely seen in mainstream media. Beyond acting, Smith is using his platform to push for change, advocating for better roles for queer Black actors and breaking down the industry's barriers. His journey is proof that talent and authenticity can and should coexist in Hollywood. He once said, "Being vulnerable is the most powerful thing you can do." And by choosing to live his truth, Justice Smith is paving the way for a new generation of Black queer storytellers. Number 4. Kristen Stewart, the rebel who took Hollywood by storm. Kristen Stewart has never played by Hollywood's rules. From her record-breaking success in the Twilight Saga to her fearless roles in indie films, she has carved a path entirely her own. But her greatest act of defiance? Living her truth. After skyrocketing to fame as Bella Swan in Twilight, a franchise that grossed $3.3 billion worldwide, Stewart became one of the highest-paid actresses in the world, earning up to $34.5 million in a single year. But instead of staying in the comfort of blockbuster fame, she took risks, diving into indie films and art house projects that challenged her range as an actress. Yet, her biggest personal battle wasn't on screen. It was in embracing her identity in an industry still struggling with LGBTQ+ representation. After years of speculation and media scrutiny, Stewart publicly came out in 2017 stating, "You're not confused if you're bisexual. It's not confusing at all. For me, it's quite the opposite." That moment solidified her status as an LGBTQ+ icon, someone who wasn't afraid to defy labels, embrace fluidity, and challenge outdated notions of sexuality in Hollywood. Her professional transformation mirrored her personal one. In 2021, she delivered the performance of her career in Spencer, portraying Princess Diana with such depth and vulnerability that she earned her first Academy Award nomination. Critics hailed her performance as mesmerizing, proving that Stewart had evolved far beyond the Twilight years. She was an actress of extraordinary talent and complexity. But Stewart's impact goes beyond film. She has become a vocal advocate for LGBTQ+ representation in Hollywood, directing and producing projects that uplift queer voices. "I feel so lucky to be in this position," she said. "I just want to make sure I do something meaningful with it." Kristen Stewart isn't just a movie star, she's a cultural force. She has defied every expectation, refused to fit into any box, and inspired millions simply by being herself. And that is real Hollywood power. Real Hollywood. Number 5. Luke Evans, the leading man who broke Hollywood's unwritten rules. For years, Hollywood believed that a gay actor could never be a leading man. Luke Evans shattered that myth. With his commanding screen presence, rugged charm, and deep, resonant voice, Evans proved that sexuality has nothing to do with talent or star power. Born in Wales, he began his career on the stage, starring in West End productions like Rent and Miss Saigon before making his way to Hollywood. His breakout role came in 2010's Clash of the Titans. And soon after, he was starring in major blockbusters like Fast and Furious 6 and The Hobbit trilogy. In an industry where many actors feel pressured to stay closeted, Evans never hid his truth. When asked about being an openly gay leading man, he responded, "I don't feel the need to come out because I've never been in." And yet, despite his openness, Hollywood still tried to erase his identity. For years, interviews carefully avoided his personal life, studios hesitated to market him as an out gay actor, and the industry continued its bias against LGBTQ+ leading men. But Evans refused to conform. His career continued to soar with starring roles in Beauty and the Beast, 2017, which grossed $1.26 billion worldwide, and the thrilling The Alienist, which earned 6 Emmy nominations. Beyond acting, Evans has embraced his other passion, music. In 2019, he released his debut album At Last, showcasing his powerful vocals with covers of classics. His love for the craft is undeniable. "I don't want to be known as just an actor or a singer. I want to be known as someone who makes great art." Luke Evans redefined what it means to be a leading man. He proved that a gay actor can be a hero, a villain, a romantic lead, whatever he damn well pleases. Number 6. Janelle Monáe, the multi-talented visionary who redefined identity. Janelle Monáe is more than a singer, more than an actress, more than an icon. She is a force. From the moment she stepped into the spotlight, Monáe captivated the world with her futuristic style, gender-fluid fashion, and electrifying music. Her debut album, The Arch-Android 2010, was a critical masterpiece, and by 2018, she had fully embraced her queer identity with Dirty Computer, an album that celebrated Black queerness, freedom, and self-expression. The album was nominated for Album of the Year at the Grammys, cementing her status as one of the most visionary artists of her time. For years, Monáe kept her personal life private, but in 2018, she proudly came out as pansexual, stating, "I am a free-ass mother for her." Her declaration wasn't just personal. It was a statement for anyone who has ever felt confined by labels. But her impact goes beyond music. In 2016, she made her mark in Hollywood with Hidden Figures, a film that grossed over $236 million and shined a light on Black women's contributions to space exploration. Then came Moonlight, the first LGBTQ+ film to ever win Best Picture at the Academy Awards. In 2022, Monáe came out as non-binary, saying, "I don't see myself as a woman solely. I feel like God is so much bigger than the he or she. If I am from God, I am everything." With her critically acclaimed role in Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery, 2022, Monáe once again proved that she is limitless, a musician, an actress, an activist, and an unapologetic champion for LGBTQ+ visibility. She isn't following Hollywood's rules, she's writing her own. Number 7. Bella Ramsey, the non-binary icon who defied expectations. In a world obsessed with labels, Bella Ramsey refuses to be put in a box. They first gained recognition as Lyanna Mormont in Game of Thrones, a scene-stealing warrior who captivated audiences despite having only 9 minutes of screen time across 3 seasons. With their fierce delivery and commanding presence, Ramsey became a fan favorite overnight. But their true breakthrough came in 2023 when they starred as Ellie in HBO's The Last of Us. The series became a global phenomenon, breaking records with 4.7 million viewers on its premiere night alone, the second largest debut for an HBO series in over a decade. Ramsey's performance was hailed as emotionally raw, breathtaking, and one of the best of the year. Yet amidst their rising fame, Ramsey was also on a personal journey. In early 2023, they came out as non-binary, sharing, "I guess my gender has always been very fluid. Someone would call me she and I wouldn't think about it. But I knew if someone called me he, it was a bit exciting." They embraced they-them pronouns and spoke openly about the importance of LGBTQ+ representation in media. The significance of their The Last of Us role went beyond acting. Ellie is one of the most iconic queer characters in video game history, and Ramsey's authentic portrayal was a milestone for LGBTQ+ visibility. They have since become one of the most vocal young voices for non-binary and gender-diverse representation, proving that talent, not gender, defines a great actor. At just 20 years old, Bella Ramsey has already made history. And if this is only the beginning, the future is limitless. These aren't just actors, they are revolutionaries. Every role they take, every interview they give, every moment they live authentically, it's another step toward a future where LGBTQ+ artists are celebrated, not silenced. But the fight isn't over. Representation matters. Visibility matters. And the more we amplify these voices, the harder it becomes for Hollywood to ignore them. At Rainbow Spotlight, we believe that stories change the world. And these actors? They aren't just making history, they are the future. Subscribe now, because the best stories are still waiting to be told.